the ideal fan interaction right at the end of the trip. Was me and Atrioc went to Auckland. We flew from Queenstown to Auckland on the last day, so we had like get there in the morning and our flight's in the evening, so we have the whole day there. And the first stop, we just told the guy, like the driver, to take us to like the city center, and he immediately takes us to Sky Tower, which is like the most recognizable thing in their skyline, but it has a casino in it. And I have PTSD from my last gambling adventure, so I do not want to gamble. But Atrioc's like, come on.
Yeah, and you got to use didgeridoos there, and it's like a whole, the conversion's weird. And it's like,
yeah, you literally have to go to get chips from the cashier cage.
Yeah, and then they're shitty chips. They're 60 cents on the dollar. Why would you want those?
Yeah, and they have roaches on them.
Some of them have chocolate inside. You don't know which ones have.
And we go to the casino, walk in. There's only one active blackjack table, and there's 3 people sitting down at it. And one of the dudes recognizes us. His name is David. And he says hi, calls us over, and asks for a picture. And then he's like, do you want to play? And I'm like, oh, man, I'm not ready. He's like, come on, man. You got to play. Come on. And I'm like,
this guy probably knows you're down bad.
Yeah. And then we sit down. We sit down to play. And me and Atrioc run it up $1,000 each in New Zealand dollars.
That's right.
And New Zealand dollars. But while we were playing, Atrioc ran out of chips. David is not only a cool guy the entire time, like he's cool, he's funny. He spots Atrioc when he runs out, and he helps Atrioc double on every bet.
Wow.
And there's this rule where you can't exchange chips at the table there, but you can do it if they like don't see. So David's handing chips to Atrioc like under the table like this, doing a little reach.
Shit.
And like they're like making a gag out of it, right? And then he gives Atrioc the last hand to run it up the rack on our very last hand to go. And so David spotted us the whole time, was super nice, and pulled me onto the table when I would have never sat down.
Real homie awareness week, David.
Get it twisted. You will win.
What's funny is you would have hated David if you lost money. This story would be a lot worse.
Absolutely.
David, this fucking piece of shit, was like, come play. I didn't want to play.
David, know that my fondness for you is totally conditional and based on money.
Speaking of Aiden fan interactions, he tell you guys about fucking the guy I met at the grocery store?
Oh, yeah, I saw that on Twitter. You met a guy at a grocery store in L.A.
Yeah.
And then met him later on in New Zealand.
Yeah, I met a guy.
Fucking psycho.
That's the guy who you stayed with.
On this trip?
Yeah, isn't that?
Yeah, I met him in L.A. in a grocery store 2 months ago.
Buying pumpernickel.
We added each other on Instagram.
Well, the weird part is you're at a grocery store. What the fuck were you doing?
Yeah, you don't
ordering
cook.
DoorDash?
He was at a rich person grocery store. It was crazy.
Really?
Yeah. Zipper 3 said we should go to Erewhon to see what it's like. And I was like, yeah, I've never been in.
It's like milk is $12 and shit.
Yeah, it's like
just for
fucked up
fun?
bougie LA store. Because they sell like weird shit too. Like they sell.
I did drink raw milk for the first time there.
From this
place.
That's
where you got it?
Yeah.
You got the raw milk with all the bacteria and the cow.
Yeah, it's where you can buy like milk that says like it only benefits you if you're a Sagittarius, you know, like that type of product.
You get charged up from the hot milk.
You're talking shit about it like you didn't go.
Everybody's on their co-star while they're shopping there.
So you find this weird guy in this weird store and you say, I want to sleep in your bed.
Yard fan.
Oh, Yard fan.
Yard fan.
Yeah.
That's
he
the
comes up
interesting
to
part.
me and then he says like
we shouldn't have affluent fans. That's not cool.
Yeah, it's fucked up that he was normal and cool and then gave him a tour of New Zealand.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah, he was
Isn't
so
that
sick.
fucked up?
I like the idea of our fans being like freak sludge people.
Sean was the opposite.
No. If you're a true and blue dyed in the wool sludge person who listens to The Yard, you're welcome here.